So we're now at step 6, where we will discuss techniques for the dimension notion, again, using template number 6. But just a brief recall, since we have covered all of the dimensions and the techniques that can be used to shift from non-conducive to conducive experiences. Just to remember that notion can be quite important because it is like a theory or a concept that is about ourselves or others, and it is all connected to an overall experience in any moment. If the notion is negative, the emotion will be also negative, fearful or angry and so on. The thought will tend to be not constructive and not balanced. We tend to be disconnected from ourselves and use the wrong mechanism and don't act right. So these notions are extremely important, and some of them vary moment to moment, others are much more enduring, and some may be conscious, so we may be aware that we use them, or not conscious, unconscious. Of course, we have been describing notions like sentences, like descriptions that would represent a concept of ourselves or a theory. These are only approximations, but that can be quite useful in changing oneself from a negative notion that is non-conducive to one that may be conducive. So if we get back to our template, presumably you would have had a situation that past or present during which you would have evidenced some non-conducive notions that could be I am incomplete, or I am incapable, or he or she is dangerous or doesn't like me, and so on. So these would be non-conducive, but you would have envisioned conducive notions that are much more accurate about your capability, and would be I am capable of, let's say, at work, or I am complete, and he or she is or may be fair, etc. So something that is much more conducive. So the point is to choose now techniques to move from one to the other. Techniques that we can use, remember with this step 6 tool of go, which is opt for and give up. So if the non-conducive notion may have been I am incapable, or I am incomplete, etc. And the conducive notion would be I am capable or able to, very realistically, and I am complete as a human being, etc. So then the opt for techniques would be first remembering what the conducive notion may be and start to use it and go by it. It could be to affirm it as a practice, so silently in your mind affirming that I am capable of, I am complete, and so on. It could be to visualize how it feels and even looks, etc., when you go by the conducive notion, or it could be also to enact it, so to deliberately choose behavior that would be as a result of being capable or feeling complete, and so on. So these are examples of techniques to actually go towards the conducive. As for giving up, well, there is always the first step as a technique to acknowledge. If you are going by the notion that you're not capable or incomplete, or that your boss may be after you, dangerous, you acknowledge that. Then you may reformulate and go this direction, or you may remember what is actually the right conducive notion and redirect. So the key is that, yes, I see what I'm doing, but right away go to the notion that is conducive. So you're not just fighting something that is not conducive, you accept it and you slowly move away from it. And as you practice this one more and more, by the same token, this one will be less and less effective on you.